Welcome to the Jennifer J. Hammond Podcast. Jennifer is a licensed realtor, educator, speaker, and best-selling author. Jennifer's goal is to help you find your yay in every day. Jennifer is grateful for the opportunity to educate, empower, and inspire you with powerful conversations, insights, and new viewpoints. Here's your host, Jennifer J. Hammond.
So this is, you can tell, a friend that's immediately a kindred spirit for me. I just absolutely love Ben. I met Ben in, I would say, just by the magic of his voice. And because we were in Clubhouse playing around, and I just love his energy. I'm so excited to introduce you to this famous actor, author. You're a Tedx speaker. You have so many things. You're also like this business maverick. I love all the things that you do. But I think one of the things that for me that touches my heart so much, Ben, is that you are so passionate about helping others and just making the world a better place. So welcome to the Jennifer J. Hammond Podcast. Yay! So I think let's start with.
I like the palm tree in the back of your window.
I know. Well, I have to come from the. My favorite place is always to be by the water, no matter where it is. And this is one of my favorite places in Turks and Caicos. So it's an island in the Caribbean. And I'm always interested in being by the water. I grew up in Key West, Florida, another island. Always looking to be by there. So that's what we should probably start with. You are across the pond. You're on the other side. You're not in America, right?
That is true. I am in the middle of a pond, but I have visited Key West as well.
Did you?
Yes, because you're just down the road from, is it Tampines? I don't know. Tampa, yeah. I in the UK, we keep getting it wrong. We keep calling it tampon, and that's a totally different thing, in the UK. Different. Yeah, I know. Yes, it's just down the road from Tampa, if I remember correctly.
It's in the same state. They're about a couple hours away from each other. It's definitely down the street from Miami. Most people think of it as just south of Miami, but Key West is the southernmost tip of the United States. We say the continental, because of course, if you look at Puerto Rico and some other places, but it is such a special little island. So I'm always looking for things that are very unique and special. And I was going to say, so talk about a little bit, you started in acting, and what was that like to just kind of burst onto stages and be yourself, but also be a bigger version as you are on stage?
Oh, well, I've not been into any large films. I've done a lot of theater. Yes. And this is in kind of my early days of being a so-called actor. Yes. Mm-hmm. And then I got diverted into thinking, what if I made loads of money? Then I can afford to pay for my own films and programs. So I got diverted from my track at the time. I ended up working for, I think, one whole week at the BBC, which is an institutional television and radio company in the UK. And before I went off on my business trip. So it was great. I loved being on stage. It was absolutely fantastic. There were some very hairy moments as well. One where I was playing Jesus in Godspell, and I actually forgot some of my lines in the middle of the thing, and it was wonderful because we had an amazing actor who rescued it, and it made everything seem seamless. So yes, it was great. I just love being on stage, Jennifer. Yeah, well, it gives me one of those yay moments.
And that's what I would say to you is that I think being on the theater when you're acting, you're just being so much bigger and larger than life, so to speak, because it's just a different medium. And taking that background and translating it into being an author and business and all the other things that you do, what was that like? How has it helped you be a better business person?
I've always written a lot. A lot of the things that I do are things that I was told as a kid that I could never do. So, this is where, some people feed on positivity. I'm feeding on negativity. You can't do that. Oh, okay. And so then you end up doing on these things. I was a very shy person as a kid, being bullied a lot. You don't have much self-confidence.
I relate to that so much because I had the same. I was bullied a lot and I didn't have very much self-confidence and I was really quiet. So I relate to that.
Yeah. So people don't really expect much of you. And if you say, oh, I think I'd like to be an actor. And they're laughing at you because you're so timid and stuff. And they're right, really. But over time, when we practice these things, we get better and better. So there's many interviews where I've been in where the English teachers have said, no, don't write so much. Just we'll give you your C- if you just write 2 pages instead of filling up all your exercise books and so on. So I always used to love writing. I used to like acting in my head and being on stages. So I've always fought to do these things, whether I was in business. So that was technology. I was one of the first Microsoft engineers worldwide. And I was constantly trying to get on Microsoft stages and ended up authoring a lot of material for Microsoft, for their training company and for their publication company as well, as being a Microsoft engineer, which means going fixing things under the desk,
Which is, I think all of us relate to, and the fact that I look under the desk and I'm always trying to figure out, okay, how do we fix this? And it just seems like a big mystery to me, so much of the computer stuff. So it's funny that you went from being so shy to all of a sudden desiring and wanting to be on stages. When do you think that shifted for you?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't really know. I guess giving a presentation at school may have done it, and I people seem to like it. And then, I've been on not just Microsoft stages, but the stages for very large churches, and people seem to get a lot of value and also entertainment from my kind of quirky personality, yay, personality. And I guess I felt this is who I am. And I'm able to give that value to people, whether it be in entertainment, whether me playing my shy, eccentric personality, which is part of me still today, or that kind of bigger than life, like, hey guys, what are we going to do here? Kind of personality. So I just enjoy it, and we've vibed a little bit in Clubhouse, and you'll see me in the rooms, the smaller rooms, where I can be a little bit bigger than my character is, and obviously the larger rooms I have to rein it in a little bit.
Well, and that's what I loved is I remember one morning you just made my whole day, where we came into the room and you were, one of my favorite songs, of course, is that Rainbow Connection that
Yes.
Frogs
I love that song.
Yep. And you just burst into song, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then you got everybody coming off their mics, which if you don't know what Clubhouse is, you have to go figure out what that means, meaning that we can all speak, and you got everybody saying, yay!
I know, I remember. That was hilarious.
Oh my gosh. And everybody was laughing so much. And ironically, a lot of those people ended up coming to my Thursday Yay class, and everybody was still talking about you. And just the fact that they all wanted to do that. They're all like, get us up on stage and let us all take our mic, off the mute button. And we all want to say yay with you. And I was like, what? Yay!
But it's really funny because your whole yay thing, I think people felt really good after saying it. And I'm saying, okay, take all the micros, and everyone shout, yay! It's like, and I think, I don't know why, but it does make people feel good. And they could be having a terrible time. They're thinking, oh no, this is some American crap that we've got to do. Because sorry to my American brothers and sisters, in the UK, we're a bit more reserved in the way we behave. But and I don't know what it's like in Europe as well, because Clubhouse is a global kind of app. But I think people really felt good after doing the Jennifer Yay thing.
I agree. I think you did such a brilliant job getting everybody involved and feeling comfortable. And I think that's also part of it is, even though we're not, I think in a lot of ways, as conservative as you are across the pond, but we definitely, even here, I've had people say, oh my gosh, I can't believe you say yay so much. It's really annoying. And when I was on SiriusXM, I have had more than one person say to me, you know, I wanted to turn the channel every time I heard that yay. And I never could actually turn the channall, because, and then all of a sudden, you know, I was addicted, and then I would be listening and I'd be leaning in and I couldn't turn the channel away from you. And as much as I thought it was annoying when it first started, then all of a sudden I caught myself in some other situation saying, yay. And it made my heart so warm, because I think we're all little kids, you know, trapped inside whatever age body we are. And we want to be happy and playful. And
Jennifer, it's just you. I'm sorry. You're the we're just supporting you. We're your fans. We're your yay fans.
I don't believe it. I believe everybody has a yay that's just trying to escape and come out into the world.
Well, you know, it's indirectly, because I have this issue when people are saying, oh, we've got to be more positive. Yeah. And nobody really understands what that means. Does that mean that I can't be real and authentic because, you know, in my head? But I think the whole yay thing, just, you do feel that kind of great energy inside. So I think that's a way of just being positive. Okay, life is shit out there, but I'm gonna yay.
Well, it reminds me of that. I don't know if you know the Disney cartoon. They have like Goofy used to be one of the little characters, and he would have on one shoulder, he would have a Goofy that had like a little angel halo, and then on the other shoulder, he'd have a little Goofy that was like a little devil.
Yeah, I remember.
One. And that's what I feel like what you just said about, like, in the world, all of a sudden, and even in my own mind, every so often the Goofy that's like the ugly one who says negative things to me, tells me that I'm not good enough, that I'm not funny, I'm not whatever, you know, the things negative, I'm too fat. I mean, all sorts of terrible things that I hear. And I feel like it's this, like, you know, negative little version of myself that says it. Never, I don't even need the outside world to be negative to me, because I can be brutal to myself. And what I realized, and how the yay kind of came out even for me, was that I had a really, really horrible childhood in so many ways, with an alcoholic mother who was also a drug addict and abusive, and et cetera, et cetera. And what I realized is, for me, the only way I knew how to escape all that negativity was to find a way to, every time I hear that negative little Goofy say something mean, I'd be like, no, yay!
Yay!
Fight it, you know, I'd be like, no. And it still happens today. There's no perfect life where my life is all, you know, rainbows and unicorns, you know, but I do know that if you can switch it, that's the way we just keep switching it, like a rubber band. It keeps happening, and you got to keep switching it, and then it happens again, and you do the best you can. And it's just, you know, it's like, okay, if you had to cross a river and you know there are a bunch of crocodiles in it, you know, what are you going to do? And I feel like sometimes that's the way life is. There's a bunch of crocodiles in the river, and it's going to be, you know, that there's going to be some real challenges. And one of the best things to do is figure out whatever your coping mechanism is, and then do it. And I love the way you make people laugh, because you have such a way to, like, burst in song or to have the funniest. From what I've witnessed, I have seen some of the funniest viewpoints, and just even like a little bit of a happiness. It's almost like you sprinkle them with happiness and brown sugar or something. It's so beautiful.
Oh, you're so kind. Yeah, brown sugar and custard. Yay!
Well, before we run out of time, I wanted you to talk a little bit about your TEDx talk, because I know time goes so fast. I want you to, because so many people can go and they can watch your TEDx talk. And so you come from this, you know, this shy boy, and then you decide you go for TEDx, and your TEDx talk is beautiful. So will you share a little bit about your TEDx talk?
Yeah, if you want to have lots of yays coming out of you, then do watch that TEDx talk, because in it we share really three major concepts, but we don't just share about those concepts because it's very easy to tell people, oh, do this, but we actually demonstrate it, the exact things that you have to do to understand how to attract wonderful yay people in your life. So the talk goes through these three components. One is about developing self-worth. The second is adding value to other people, which comes out of your self-worth. And the third is to move away from those crocodiles that Jennifer, just mentioned. And by the way, I don't know whether they were alligators or crocodiles, but I saw quite a few in Tampa, just outside where I was living. They were just walking around. I'm thinking, oh, that's interesting. So yeah, exactly.
Florida has a lot of dangerous reptiles like crocodiles and alligators. And every so often you see on the news where all of a sudden an alligator has eaten somebody's pet dog. And you're like, what?
What?
But they are wild animals. And so sometimes people don't realize that they will come and eat your, they're wild animals. Anyway.
Yay! So back to the TEDx thing. Yeah, so this abundance of yay comes out of you once you understand how amazing you are and develop that belief in yourself. And we actually demonstrate how to do that through a number of ways to build it up, which is something that I had to do in myself. And I had to build that up over time because, being a bullied person, you don't have a good self-image. You think, nobody likes you because you're being bullied a lot, which is not true. There's a lot of people that like you, but you're probably so quiet, they don't even engage with you. Yeah. I don't know whether you found that in your life, Jennifer.
They don't even know you. And what I've also found is that the bullies are also people who, and for one reason or another, they got that idea that was the way to survive. So to be mean and to be cruel to other people. And ironically, the bullies are few, weirdly enough, if you really look at so many of us who have ended up feeling shy and introverted as a result to it. And one of the most powerful things that I've realized is being able to be comfortable with who you are, in whatever situation. Like I knew that people didn't think very much of me because of my mom and the way she was. People knew about her. And I knew that there was a lot of challenges, but I knew I was a special person, but I wasn't going to talk to anybody. And so people never got to know me. They just continued to do the bullying and make me, make not so nice comments to me. And so you have to get to a point where you're like, I like myself and I know that it's okay to release me out into the world.
Yay! If you and I were walking down the street, I think we would annoy so many people. Or we were at a party, we'd be going, yay! And you'd be going, yay!
Yeah.
I think it'd be hilarious. We need to get a film crew when...
You know what? We're just going to have to do that. We're going to do that in either in London or in New York or DC or someplace or Florida. We're just going to do that. I think
we get a film crew to watch what goes on when we're just going, yay to the back. Hello, yay.
It was funny. I was just on a conference with a lot of people and they put us in these small rooms and they wanted me to start with our presentation. And I started with yay. And everybody looked up and they were like, okay, that is just too much energy. And I started laughing. I was like, oh, because I realized, again, it just depends on where somebody is at that moment, on whether it's like fingernails on a chalkboard or whether they can go, yay, and they can join in. Because sometimes we annoy people. Sometimes people would just join in. We might end up with like a whole crowd walking with us saying, yay, going to place to play. Okay, that's it. We're doing that, Ben.
Absolutely. I was in the longest, the Macarena kind of line in St. Louis. They just wanted to get into the Guinness Book of World Records. Everyone's down the line. So why not do that with the yay? Let's just create amazing people in an area just going yay.
Okay, Ben, we are definitely, I'm going to figure out a way we can get that, and I'll have the film crew, and we are definitely going to do that. So one thing you should know is, as I end every one of my podcasts, I always ask my guest, if you would, and Ben, you're going to love this, lift your voice and say yay with me as we go off air.
Okay, let's do this.
3, 2, 1. Yay!
Hi, I'm Jack Canfield.